So there is a Legend of Zelda live-action film in the works, right? A majority of us knew this on mainly through the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct when they had like popped that up on the phone notification, whatever they had. Now there's also reports that Hunter Schafer is being eyed for the similarity he has with, well, I'm not going to deny this, with Zelda. Specifically, Twilight Princess version of Zelda, because they do look alike. I'm going to put two pictures up right here. Now, what's the issue with this? Apparently, for those who do not necessarily prefer or want Hunter Schafer to act as Zelda, for the fact that this is a transgender male, and really Zelda is a biological female, you are transphobic. Now, am I surprised that the woke side will throw that phobic card right in your face when you disagree with the slightest thing that they want? Not at all. Because I know when it comes to areas such, especially in the woke side, with the agenda that they're trying to push, especially in video games, just more so, especially now, upcoming with the whole Zelda thing I'm seeing now and other past things that I've seen, it doesn't surprise me at all. But I find it very annoying, actually, and it really irritates me the fact that just because someone holds a different viewpoint, with Hunter Schafer being a transgender female, biological male at birth, you know, acting someone as Zelda, it just doesn't line up with the source material. I'm someone specifically who would rather go with the source material of anything for that matter, especially if it's coming to our beloved video game series. If you're having something be adapted into a live action movie, in this case being Legend of Zelda, why wouldn't you want to stick so close to how the fans are receiving the game, how people are, you know, like playing the game in its most raw, purest form? Why would you want to, like, kind of, you know, change that in a way that's completely opposite? Like, in the case of Zelda being a biological female, it just makes, I'd rather have someone who, say, maybe really enjoys the Legend of Zelda series, but is a biological female actor who would play Zelda. Not only does it take away female representation, but it also now ties in a trans person being Hunter Schafer playing a role, and it's just like, why? If Zelda's a biological female, then there's no problem having someone who's a biological female act as Zelda. Now, you go over to Twitter and the TikTok side, many people are saying they're getting what they want. Now it's someone who looks exactly like Zelda, and they're getting pressed about it because Hunter Schafer is a trans person. It's not so much that, I'll speak for myself, but I feel like it's not so much that it's Hunter Schafer is a trans actor that's the problem. It's that Zelda is a female that's the problem. If Zelda was a trans freaking video game character, there would be no issue. It's like, okay, cool, you're picking a trans person for that matter, but it's for the fact of, one, representation of Zelda's biology. If Zelda is a full-on Hylian female, which a lot of them would throw this stupid argument of saying, oh yeah, Hylians aren't real either, so how are they going to get a Hylian to act when Hylians are... It just makes no sense. They're just saying anything to just go about it. But if Zelda being a biological female is not being played by a biological female actor, it's just a walking biological contradiction. It just doesn't make any sense. I think a big problem too is on the Twitter side and TikTok side, mainly those two platforms, is the woke side especially. There's many big pages, right? Big influencers accounts. I'll speak on this. I don't believe they know nothing about the Legend of Zelda series. They'll bring up this weak argument about Sheik, when Zelda and pretty much in Ocarina of Time had to freaking dress up as Sheik to survive from Ganondorf and say, look, it's cross freaking dressing. She had to, like, shut up. It's like they'll use the most like, they have no context of what's going on, and they'll use stuff like that to, like, try to prove a point. Like, no, Zelda is not all of a sudden a male in this game. She is a female dressing up and literally, like, fighting as Sheik so she can literally not die from Ganondorf. It just doesn't make any sense. But not only that, but it's like a lot of influencers like push that too, because I feel like they're afraid of being canceled for speaking their mind. So now they'll point the finger at us, people who hold this viewpoint, right? People who would rather want Zelda be played by a biological female actor, because that's consistent with the video game series. It's consistent with Zelda's character. It's not so much about Hunter Schafer as a trans person, but it just doesn't necessarily fit Zelda's biology as who she is. There's another example where I don't remember the movie, but there was something going on the woke side where a transgender like character was being played by either a straight male or female or male, and they went nuts. So it's like on their side when we flip it, now they want representation and all that with their trans side. But on our side, when it's a trans person playing our Zelda, who's a straight freaking biological female, now we're transphobic. It just doesn't make any sense. But adding on to this, Nintendo has not made any comments on this as I am aware of. So far it's just I think there's a couple of campaigns about some people from the Legend of Zelda fan base who would want Hunter Schafer to play it. Others, myself included, don't necessarily want that because it kind of is directly contradictory to Zelda's biology and her being a biological female. But as far as it being solidified, Nintendo has not talked about it or said anything about it. And if I'm going to be honest, I don't know if Nintendo would even dip their toes into that because it's highly controversial. Knowing Nintendo, they're not really doing stuff like that a lot, and they're really picky what they do. But yeah, I mean, the whole situation is just kind of weird. And it's like you're labeled as this automatically if you don't agree with it. Like, it's just so petty. I just don't understand. It's very silly too. But you know, let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments if you think Hunter Schafer should play the part, or if you do not, and if someone is transphobic for that matter, if they don't want Hunter Schafer to play as Zelda. But yeah, definitely leave a like and subscribe, guys. It really helps out my channel. And let me know what other topics you guys want me to talk about on here. I do like to talk about anime, really anything else, but I'm trying to actually expand my channel, and I'm trying to do like more of a variety type content base while also centered around anime and God, of course. But yeah, man, I'll see you guys in the next one, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take care.